Okie dokie. Right, License to Kill. Again, Timothy Dalton. Underrated James Bond. It is such a shame that he didn't play the role sooner. It's also a shame that he didn't play it later. It's also a shame that Pierce Brosnan wasn't James Bond as well at this point as well, because I like continuity, and I like it when the same actor plays a role repeatedly. I don't always like recasts, but sometimes I do. Sometimes it feels right. I definitely agree that Roger Moore's time was done, and we got this new Bond, Timothy Dalton, a lot younger, a lot more darker, a lot more fierce, a lot more tougher. He is a lot more tougher. And this film definitely gets darker, definitely goes to some dark places. Like, a guy's head explodes in this film. It's probably the most violent James Bond film. Yeah, it's definitely like R-rated. I think that they were trying to make a film that competed with a lot of the films that were being made at that time, such as like Die Hard, Commando, you had the Rambo movies. I think this was the late 80s. And actually, again, talking about the music for this was done by the same guy who did the Die Hard soundtrack. So I think his name's called Michael Kamen. Kamen? I'm gonna have to look this up. Yeah, Michael Kamen. He also did the X-Men, for the first X-Men movie. He did the soundtrack for that, and he's a really good composer, really good movie score guy. He did Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Yeah, he did the Lethal Weapon movies as well. So, watching this film, I remember when I watched it for the first time, like it definitely felt odd, like watching it, because it was like it sounded like a Die Hard movie, or it sounded like a Lethal Weapon movie, and I thought, well, this is odd. This is different. It doesn't ruin the film though. Like, License to Kill, the song Gladys Knight. This is probably one of the best James Bond songs. I'm gonna just say it. I know it's a hot take. Sorry to say that, but I think this is so catchy. It's cool. It's a cool song, and it's a cool movie. Benicio del Toro is in it as well, young Benicio del Toro, and he's quite a good villain. He's quite a good henchman. And actually, the main villain, he's good. He's a good villain. He's very scary, and I'm gonna look him up. Sorry, what's his name? Robert Davi. Robert Davi. He's like a proper real villain as well. Like, he's like some like Colombian drug lord or Cuban drug lord. He's like Scarface. He's like proper scary. Like, he's got like a what has he got? Like a lizard. He has a pet lizard. Yeah. And look, the action is very good. Like, it's kind of very bloody, and it's kind of like quite a personal story. Like, Bond is out for revenge in this film. He's got like a vendetta because his buddy Felix Leiter, who has obviously appeared throughout the whole James Bond franchise, played by multiple different actors, but like he gets like eaten. Well, no, he doesn't. What actually happens to him? Does he get his leg bitten off by a shark? He doesn't get killed. He doesn't die, because at the end he's like in the hospital looking really chipper.
I'll be up to see you next week. We'll do some fishing.
Good. I'll be out by then.
But they kill his wife. They kill Felix Leiter's wife. Yeah, like it's actually quite, like, Bond wants revenge, and the way he goes about getting revenge and stuff is pretty cool. Like, he sort of makes them kill each other. He like sort of frames other people, making it look like he's double crossing him. Proper like infiltrates them and like befriends the main villain, and sort of almost like they become like buddies almost. You and he were buddies. But no, yeah, there's some pretty good Bond ladies in this as well. They're all right. They're not the best Bond ladies, but they're pretty good. They're okay. Nothing to write home about. But they're nice. Yeah, and there's some ninjas. The film's got ninjas, so I do like ninjas. Like, back in You Only Live Twice, that had ninjas. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's got ninjas. The end action sequence is pretty good, with like the big truck scenes of the gasoline, and Bond like straight up like burns the main villain like to death. Like it's an incredibly violent James Bond film, and again, like having a younger Bond, younger than Roger Moore, it makes it better. It makes all the action better, makes it more exciting. You can move a little bit better. Like this has the same kind of energy or feel to like, the Indiana Jones films that were being made at the time. Like they had energy to them. What I'm just trying to say is like Timothy Dalton, having him instead of Roger Moore is much better. Sorry, Roger. Sorry. But yeah, Benicio del Toro as well gets chopped up.
Are you all right?
Switch the bloody machine off!
And yeah, the whole story is like cocaine. It's like drug lords. It's real sort of stuff. Real villains that you hear about in the news. Yeah, there's not a lot I really need to talk about here, but it's just again, I mean, I don't want to like repeat myself over and over again, but Timothy Dalton was great as Bond, and it is such a shame that he didn't play it more. But I'm glad. I'm in a way, I'm kind of glad that the way things ended up the way they did, because then we wouldn't have had Pierce Brosnan with GoldenEye, which I will talk about next. But like, and that as well, like the reason why I think GoldenEye is so good is because it's got a new Bond, yes, but it's also got a new director. And I feel like, like having the same actor over and over again, you've got to also have a different director and different writers. You can't just have the same people all the time. You've got to mix things up and change things up a little bit behind the scenes, and you can't just keep having the same, people all the time. Because like Martin Campbell, who directed, in my opinion, 2 of the best James Bond films, he came in and completely rebooted things in the right way. Completely freshened it up. Whereas this just sort of feels like, yeah, I mean, it's got a tougher Bond, it's more hardcore. But it's like, it's still kind of the same director. It's still the same management. You know what I mean? Still directed in the same way. Still the same type of cinematography. And it is a shame that he didn't come back. But again, it's like, it's good because the way things ended up, I'm happy with. So yeah, I don't think I'll talk about this anymore, and I'm exhausted. I've literally today I've literally gone through all of the Roger Moores, and I've finished the Timothy Daltons, and I'm going to talk about Pierce Brosnan and his era next, and hopefully I will not be so tired. Yeah, because I'm knackered. I'm knackered now. Too much Rogering will, it goes a long way. Anyway, that's it. Right. Bye. Thank you for watching. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to keep on going with this, whether you like it or not. So you might as well subscribe, and you might as well like and leave a little comment. Yeah. Right, bye.